In the previous video, we discussed the introduction part of the concept nutrition, nothing but the chapter digestion and absorption, where we understand that how, right, the digestion will occur and how the end products of digestion are delivered to cells of the body. We even know that these end products are actually required for whom? Cells of the body, right? The stages of nutrition are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and even one more is differentiation. Nothing to worry, we will discuss these definitions once again in the upcoming videos. Okay, now first we will begin with our digestive system. As we know that in between the food and cells of the body, we have what? Digestive system. Let us start with the anatomy of this system. Okay, our digestive system is a very linear tube which is divided into two parts. They are, one is alimentary canal. Digestive system is divided into two parts. They are, one is alimentary canal and number two, associated glands. Now, what do you mean by alimentary canal? As the name itself tells, it is a canal-like. It is a very long passage that starts from mouth and ends up in the last opening called anus. I repeat, it is a very linear tube that starts from mouth and ends in the anus, where the two very important parts in between are, one is stomach, another one is intestine, both small intestine and large intestine. As stomach, small intestine and large intestine are the very important part of alimentary canal, hence it is also called gastrointestinal tract. Okay, in short, the same thing I will write here. In short, it is abbreviated as GI tract. Can you expand GI tract? That means gastrointestinal tract. Why it is called so? One of the very important part is gastro. What do you mean by gastro? Stomach. Some say there is gastric problem, right? There is gastritis. In biology, gastro refers to stomach. Another important part is intestine. That's why it is called gastrointestinal tract. Another part of this is what? Associated glands. From mouth up to anus, okay, this alimentary canal is provided with some glands. Like in the oral cavity, mouth region, we are provided with salivary gland. When you come to stomach, it is supported by gastric gland. On your right side you have liver, on your left side you have pancreas, you have intestinal gland. I repeat, salivary gland, gastric gland in the wall of the stomach, liver, pancreas, intestinal glands are the one which are associated with, attached to what? Alimentary canal. So, let us begin our discussion first with which one? Alimentary canal. Once we understand that, then in detail we study about associated glands. Okay? As I told you before, alimentary canal is a very linear tube which begins with the anterior opening, right? What is that called? Mouth. Let us first begin with mouth, which is bordered from the front by lips and from the sides by cheeks that help in holding the food inside the cavity of the mouth. What you will call that cavity inside the mouth as? It is called buccal cavity or It is also called what? Buccal cavity or oral cavity, right? Have you heard the word Oral-B toothpaste, right? In biology, oral refers to what? Mouth cavity. Is that clear? That cavity is called oral cavity. Assume that this is the what? Buccal cavity, okay? Just above it, you will find your nasal cavity. The opening of the nasal cavity are called nostrils. What they are called? Nostrils, or you can call them as external nostrils, which are the opening of nasal cavity. No confusion. The cavity inside the nose is called nasal cavity. Clear, no? Through which oxygen passes inside. This is your mouth cavity inside called buccal cavity, or it can be also called oral cavity. Very simple. Later, what happens is buccal cavity and nasal cavity both unite, both join and become a common part called what? Pharynx. Common part called pharynx. That means it is very clear the food that you have eaten that also comes to your pharynx. The gas or the air that you have inhaled, which one? Oxygen also comes to your pharynx. When both food and oxygen comes to pharynx, where they go, that we will discuss. Before going to that, hope this much is clear, no? Both will unite and form a common passage called pharynx. Gantalu, throat anta heltave common agi alva. What is that? Throat. Pharynx. Now focus on your oral cavity. This is your base of the oral cavity. This is roof. Male chavani, upper surface. Roof. Roof of the oral cavity is called palate. Very important, note down this entire just behind the teeth. The roof of this oral cavity is called what? Palate. Later, after the completion of this video, just stand in front of the mirror, open your beautiful mouth and just look in the mirror. Okay, and just insert your finger, you touch and feel. If you touch here in the initial half, which is very hard. Okay, if you just touch here, behind that, it is very soft. That means palate can be again divided into two regions. What are they? Anterior region, posterior region. You are following? Palate can be divided into two regions. What are they? Anterior. What do you mean by anterior? We frequently use this term. Edurugade. In my body, this is the anterior end. This is the posterior end. Anterior end of the hand, posterior end of the hand, right? No, one end, another end, anterior, posterior, clear? It can be divided into anterior and posterior. Tell me, which one is hard? Anterior is very hard, that's why it is called anterior hard palate. How is your posterior region of the palate, which is very soft? That's why it is called posterior what? Soft palate. Clear? Last point. Posterior soft palate bear a conical muscular structure. You can see it when you see in the mirror. Okay, it is a conical muscular structure. What do you mean by muscular? Name itself tells made up of muscle. Yaudarinda agide? Muscle. This conical muscular structure is called what? Uvula. What is that called? Uvula. U-V-U-L-A. U-V-U-L-A. Which arises from neat point. Okay, which arises from hard palate or soft palate? Soft palate. Note down. The next line, write down. It helps in closing the internal nostrils. Very important. It helps in closing the internal nostril. Which is this cavity you said? It is? You have to recall, okay? It is nasal cavity, right? No. These are the nostrils, opening of the nose. These nostrils are internal nostril or external. I can call it as external nostril. Continue into nasal cavity. It opens here. This inner opening of the nasal cavity can be called internal nostril. What you are thinking? Very simple. This is external nostril. This is internal nostril. Write down what is the function of uvula. Uvula closes internal nostril while swallowing of the food. Foodana swallow maduvaga, nunguvaga alva. Swallow maduvaga, this will close the internal nostril. Otherwise, what may happen? I will cut your uvula. When you swallow the food, foodana swallow maduvaga, ಒಳಗಡೆ ನುಂಗುವಾಗ, there are chances that some food ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಉವಿಲಾನ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Some food may go to your nasal cavity, come out of the mouth. ನೋಡಿರಬಹುದು ಕೆಲವು ಮೆಜಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್, ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ದ anatomy of the body. They pass a snake, a small snake, right? A snake or something like a thread passes through the nasal cavity. Hope you have seen it. This thread, imagine, passes through nasal cavity, comes here, then they have learned the art. You don't do it in your home, okay? Now they will take it through the mouth. Do they have any special passage there? You doctors know that both will join at this point, right? Now, while swallowing of the food, uvula closes nasal internal nostril. Otherwise, food may enter to your nasal cavity, come out of the nose. Is that clear? Now, let us move on to base of the oral cavity. Base of the oral cavity has a movable structure. Nothing but what? Tongue. Right? A movable structure called tongue, which is also called lingua. Okay? In a clinical term, in a medical term, we refer it as what? Lingua. Okay? Nothing but tongue. Now, this tongue is made of what? Very important. Our tongue is muscular, okay, and is sensory in nature. I repeat, tongue is muscular. What does it mean? Made up of muscle. Which muscle? There are 3 types of muscles are there. Recall your 9th or 10th class concept. The 3 types of muscle found in the body are, one is smooth muscle, another one is cardiac muscle, skeletal muscle. Tell me, which muscle is present? I have given 3 options. You have to tick any of the one. Which muscle is there in the tongue? Do it is a smooth muscle? No. Why? Smooth muscle is involuntary. Let me tell you where you will find smooth muscle in the body. See, my dear students, throughout while discussing this digestive system, I keep on speaking about these muscles. Hence, better have a note of it somewhere. Where we will find smooth muscle? It is found in the lining of alimentary canal, in the wall of the alimentary canal, found in the urinary bladder. What is the job of urinary bladder? That helps in the storage of urine. Found in the uterus, womb, garbhashaya anta enu karitiri. That is also made up of which one? Smooth muscle. Wall of blood vessel, where you will find which one? Smooth muscle. Now, these smooth muscles are voluntary or involuntary? They are involuntary, right? No. See, whenever urine gets filling into your bladder, you're following the concept? These are very basic, okay? So understand the basic things. Look at here. This is your bladder. When it is empty, no urine, it is collapsed like an empty balloon. Can you imagine? Now, as from the kidney, urine drains to your bladder, visible drop by drop. As urine comes to your urinary bladder will start stretching, stretching, stretching. Due to the presence of which muscle? Smooth muscle. Voluntary or involuntary? Whether every time you will tell, yes, my dear bladder, it is getting filled with the urine, you have to start stretch? No. Without your conscious knowledge, it will start what? Expanding, stretching. Whether every day morning the mother will wake up and tell the uterus, womb, garbhashaya, that you have to stretch. My baby is growing in the womb. No, as a baby grows, the cavity inside the womb also what happens? Expands. It is all possible because of a voluntary or involuntary muscle called smooth muscle, which is not under my control, not under the control of conscious will. Okay. The second kind of muscle is, I guess no need of much explanation for this. What is that? Cardiac muscle, found in the heart. In biology, cardiac, cardiology refers to what? Heart. This is the muscle found in the heart. It is voluntary or involuntary? Tell me. Now, come on, increase your heartbeat. Is it possible? Whenever you tell your heart to increase, whether it will increase? No, because it is not under my control. It is also involuntary. Okay. The third one is, which one? Skeletal muscle. Why it is called so? As the name itself tells, it is the muscle found attached to skeleton or bone. My bicep muscle is a skeletal muscle attached to what? There is a bone inside. Okay, excuse me. That bone is called humerus. Don't worry, this muscle is attached to that. My chest muscles are attached to my ribs, right? My hair, all these muscles are attached to my backbone. My thigh muscle is attached to the bone called femur. What I am trying to tell you here is, the name is because these are the muscles associated or attached to skeleton athawa bone. Now tell me your answer. Which muscle is present in the tongue? Your answer is smooth muscle. No. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಮಸಲ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದವಾಗ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. I can't teach because it is involuntary. Cardiac, wrong, directly kicked out from the race, right? Because it is found only in the heart. Left one is skeletal. Can you tick for skeletal? If it is a skeletal, right, it is the one attached to bone. Do your tongue has bone? ಮೂಳೆ ಇಲ್ಲದ ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ. Yes, it is still made up of which muscle? Skeletal muscle. It is an exception in the body. Generally the story says it is the one attached to skeleton. Lot of exceptions are there. Note down. It is an exception even though there is no bone, but still my tongue is made up of which muscle? Skeletal muscle. Hence, whenever I want, I can speak. It is voluntary or involuntary. Whenever I want, I can move my hands. It is because the muscle is voluntary. Is that clear? So it is muscular and even it is sensory. What do you mean by sensory? It can sense. Sense what? It can sense the taste. If you observe the surface of the tongue, okay, before going to that, if you just lift your tongue, the tongue is attached to base of the oral cavity. Just have a look here, please, very important. Tongue is attached to attached to base of the oral cavity with the help of mucous membrane. Which membrane? Mucous membrane. That mucous membrane is called frenulum. What is that called? Frenulum. That's it. NCERT is over. The syllabus is over. Try to understand. What is frenulum? A thin mucous membrane, one mark question, that connects tongue to the base of the mouth is called frenulum. Okay, now let me just go beyond this. It is very important for NEET. This frenulum is also called what? Also called lingual frenulum. Yake? Because it attaches what to what? Lingua to base. What is lingua? Tongue. So take it as a separate point for NEET. The frenulum attaching the tongue to base of the mouth can be also called lingual frenulum. To confuse you in the NEET exam, they may use another option called labial frenulum. Take it separately as a NEET point. What is labial frenulum? Lips attached to gums of the jawbone. Idu jawbone alva, right? Lips, I repeat, lips attached to gum of the jawbone at the middle. You just open your lip, okay, stand in front of the mirror, you check it. At the middle, there is a thin mucous membrane. That mucous membrane connecting lip to gums of the jaw is called labial frenulum. Is that clear? Very important NEET points. Now, if you observe the upper surface of the tongue, nothing but dorsal surface. Melgadeya surface is dorsal surface of the tongue. You will find numerous such microscopic projections. What? Not macro. Microscopic projections called what? Papilla. Microscopic projections called papilla. Over these papilla, you can see the presence of small microscopic what? Taste buds. Over the papilla, what can be present? Taste buds can be present, right? These taste buds help in sensing the taste. That's it. This is all about NCERT. I repeat, the tongue, muscular organ made up of skeletal muscle, even though it is without bone, that is sensory, help in sensing the taste. Note down separately, the ability to sense the taste is called gustation. Okay, what is gustation? Ability to sense the taste. Olfaction andre smell antartha. Gustation means sensing the taste. That is helped by taste buds present over the papilla on the upper surface or lower surface of the tongue. Upper, nothing but dorsal surface of the tongue. Okay, tongue is attached to base of the mouth by a mucous membrane called, in the board's exam you are just writing what? 1 mark question, frenulum. That is called frenulum. Now, what are the functions of tongue? Tongue helps in speech, number 1. Number 2, it mixes food with saliva. In your mouth, food mixed with saliva and form a soft ball-like structure called what? Bolus. If you want to see the bolus, place some rice, only the rice, the boiled rice, the normal one, while having the food. You place that rice, cooked one, in the mouth, you just masticate it, you chew it and take it out. What is there in that? You will find it become a very soft ball because, right, food mixed with saliva and form a soft ball called bolus. 1 mark question. Who help in the formation of bolus? It is the tongue. Number 3, it helps in swallowing of the bolus. Formation of bolus. Number 3, swallowing of the bolus is also helped by which one? Tongue. These are the major functions of tongue. Which is the next part in your oral cavity or the buccal cavity? It is here you will find what? Teeth. Now we have to discuss in detail about teeth.